Good evening, everyone. I wanted to make this video to show you guys what you should be paying for these Defenders. I've seen people charging crazy fees at these dealerships and really just ripping people off. They're claiming that it's costing them $1,500 or $1,000 or $2,000 for freight. We ship stuff all the time, and there is nothing that weighs 1,500 to 2,000 pounds that costs that much in freight. Now, maybe for the whole freight on the truck, but anyway, I've told you guys in a video before, and I'll post a link down in the bottom, but back in 2022, people were charging these crazy fees, and we were buying these side-by-sides. Now, this is not only Can-Am, but I see dealerships with Polaris doing the same thing. And I've bought Polaris and Can-Am from 3 different dealerships, and I've never had any of those crazy fees. I've also had dealers get on here and call me a liar and, you know, all kinds of such. You guys should really go back and read some of the comments that these dealerships have got on there saying that I'm telling a lie and they're charged that freight, yada, yada, yada. Or I've even seen fuel charges for $99. When we got our unit, it was almost completely full, and that's the exact unit we bought. Now I'm gonna go show you guys what Can-Am says these cost. And so you guys will have an idea of what one of these costs straight from Can-Am, or at least what they're listing this as. And so if we go down here, right here, Defender Max Lone Star Cab, which is exactly what we got. Now they've got it listed for $34,899. Says there's a transportation and preparation not included. So they're saying that's not included in this, but if anybody knows anything at all, MSRP, they're making money at. So whatever these dealerships are telling you, they're really just trying to sink you into paying more for no reason. It's kind of like extended warranty deals. I don't know how many people have bought those, and it literally covers nothing as soon as you switch a door handle. They come up with every excuse under the sun not to pay for what you've got. So I wanted you guys to look at this. Now this is $34,899, and it says there's a commodity surcharge of $400 will apply. So even if they throw the $400 in there, you know, that's fine, whatever. But there's very few dealerships during the time period that I was trying to get my Can-Am Defender in, the one that I ordered, which we ordered a limited, like this one down here, and the price on those is $31,899. But anyway, this is what come in, and that's what we got. And so during that time period, I contacted probably 16 to 20 dealerships all the way from Florida to Texas. And I literally have only found 3 dealerships, at least on this side of the United States, that do not charge all of these crazy fees. There's 2 of them in Kentucky. One of them is Joe Heels, which is where we've ordered ours from. And then the other one is Cave Run Motorsports. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. And when I talked to them, they were extremely nice. Sent me an invoice, and I can show you guys that. And I literally had no crazy fees on it. We bought Polaris, and if you're looking into a Polaris, then Rex's Cycle Shop out of Columbia, Kentucky, does not charge any stupid crazy fees. Really great people to work with. I like everyone over there, and we've bought several units from them over the years. And if I buy another Polaris, that's probably where it'll be from. They also work really hard to get your stuff warrantied. So keep that in mind. There's dealerships that won't work as hard for you to get your stuff warrantied. I'm not saying that across the board, but I've just seen some of them that will flake out on it and don't really want to deal with it. But anyway, I want to talk to you guys about this. So if you go to a dealership and they're telling you that they've got a fuel charge, a freight charge, a dock charge, all that, I can totally understand a documentation charge, because they're having to literally pay someone to do the documentation, send in the title. Now, no, it probably doesn't cost them what they charge, but I think that if they was charging $300 or $400 for that, I would be like, no, I'm not doing that. But I've seen some just charge outrageous fees, and I know you guys have too. But anyway, I want to show you guys what we paid for ours, and that way you've got an idea of what it cost us to get one. And if you're looking for a good dealer, you're going to want to deal with either Joe Heels or Cave Run Motorsports out of Kentucky. I contacted Lexington Motorsports. I contacted literally almost every other dealership in Kentucky during that time. And like I said, I called, I don't know how many out of state, and couldn't hardly find anyone. Matter of fact, there was only 3 that I found, and the other one's out of state. And they were just charging ignorant fees. And I passed up, I don't know how many of these units during that time period, because they would call me and they would say, hey, we got one in, knew you was looking for one. And I would say, are you selling it for MSRP? And they would say, yeah, but then they would send me the invoice and it would have all these crazy fees on it. And I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not paying that for that. So anyway, here you go. This is what I paid for mine, and you can see it. Right there's the price, $34,899. Black Max Defender Lone Star. It's the exact one in the video before this, and a $199 documentation fee. And then you've got tax on it, unless you're tax exempt, which is farm or something of that nature. And there's what the cost is out the door, which is this plus tax and the dock fee. Now, I'm still seeing these units. These dealers are charging anywhere from $40,000 to $45,000 for them. You can look up Hauser Motorsports right now, and those guys are completely ridiculous. They're wanting to make like $10,000 per unit, and they're like the only ones that's got them in stock. And the reason being is because they're charging these crazy fees. And I contacted a guy from there and from Lexington Motorsports, and literally told them that those were made up fees. And they were like, no, we have to charge that. And I'm like, no, you don't. I was like, there's no way. And they're like, oh, that's what freight costs. And I'm like, if you're paying that much for freight, you're an idiot. And so there's no way these guys aren't lying. And basically what I've told them, every one of them, is let's see if you're still charging this garbage that you're charging when the economy goes downhill and you don't have these cash buyers lined up like you do right now. Because when all this mellows out and though virus that was sent from overseas doesn't come into play anymore, and they can't say, oh, we've got supply demand issues, yada, 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 then they're not going to be charging all these crazy fees. They'll have 15 or 20 of them on the lot, and they'll be begging to give them away. So you guys just keep that in mind. And the longer you guys pay these crazy fees, they'll continue to charge you for them. So just watch when you're buying these and truly pay attention, because like I said, you shouldn't be paying, I mean, I would say $37,500 for the maximum if you're buying this unit. And if you're buying a Defender Max, and that's including tax in both of these figures, and this one shouldn't be much over $34,000. So don't let these dealers fool you. And like I said, go back to that video and look at some of those comments. I mean, I literally had a dealer get on there and say he was the biggest dealer in the Midwest, I think. I've got all his stuff screenshotted, so he may have went back and edited it, but I've got the original text and ignorance that he posted on there. And I'm sure he's going to watch this and be upset too, but I really don't care. you know, I'm a straight up person, and I'm not going to try to lie to anybody. And if I'm going to sell something for over cost, you know, I'm an individual, but a dealer is already making money at what they sell them for at MSRP. It's just like a car dealership or anything. I've seen it on Ford Super Duties. I've seen it on Cadillac Escalades, Wagoneers, all that. The things that you can't get that are in high demand, they're tacking on these crazy things that are ridiculous. If you guys are looking for a car, either GMC, Cadillac, Ram, Bob Allen's in Danville, Kentucky does not charge any stupid fees, and they are really great to work with. Extremely great. Just throw that out there. But hopefully this helps you guys, and hopefully you kind of understand that you shouldn't be getting outrageous fees. Thanks, and have a good day.